everyone. My name is ADLINA. As the manager, my role is not only to evaluate outcomes but to ensure that communication flows clearly and respectfully at every level. So in this situation, I focus too heavily on the final result and I allow frustration to set the tone of the discussion. While accountability is important, I recognize that how feedback is delivered matters just as much as what is delivered. When juniors felt unheard and seniors felt challenged, that signaled a breakdown in psychological safety, and that responsibility ultimately sits with me. My role is to create an environment where guidance is clear, changes are communicated early, and ideas can be raised without fear while still respecting structure and authority. Ending the meeting was not avoidance, but a pause to prevent further emotional escalation and allow space for reflection. Moving forward, my responsibility is to reset expectations, clarify decision-making channels, and ensure every voice is heard before problems turn into conflict. That's all from me.
As a human resources, my role is to observe workplace interaction and ensure that ethical communication is practiced at all levels. In the role play, the conflict did not happen because of the task itself, but because of how information was communicated, interpreted, and reacted to. Assumptions were made without verification, and emotions were allowed to influence professional discussion. HR responsibility is to provide a safe and neutral space where both senior and junior staff can express their perspective without fear. When communication becomes one-sided or emotionally driven, it affects trust, fairness, and teamwork. This situation shows that ethical communication is not only about giving instruction, but also about listening, managing emotion, and ensuring respect across all levels in the workplace.
Hi everyone, my name is AIDA binti RAZALI, and in this role play, I'm acting as one of the senior staff members. And as a senior staff, my main responsibility is to ensure that instruction given by the manager are clearly communicated and properly followed by the junior staff. And I also play an important role in guiding and supervising junior employees by sharing my experience and helping to maintain professionalism and discipline within the workplace. And in many organizations, senior staff act as a bridge between management and junior employees. And we are expected to translate instruction into practical steps and ensure that tasks are completed according to company standards. In this scenario, my character represents as a senior employee who strongly believes in structured communication, clear procedure, and respect for authority. And also during the role play, you will notice that my character tends to focus on discipline and following instruction. From my perspective as a senior staff, consistency is very important because it helps maintain work quality, avoid mistakes, and ensure that tasks are completed efficiently. As a senior staff, this also often feels responsible when outcomes do not meet expectations because we are directly involved in guiding junior employees. However, this role play also highlights how communication problems can occur in the workplace. Sometimes senior staff may unintentionally use language, tone, or behavior that makes junior staff feel uncomfortable or unheard. For example, when senior staff interrupt juniors, use sarcasm or dismiss their ideas without proper discussion, it can create tension and reduce confidence among team members. And in this role play, my character demonstrates how authority and experience can sometimes be expressed in a way that may appear controlling or dismissive. Although the intention may be to maintain discipline and ensure work quality, it can lead to misunderstanding and emotional conflict if communication is not handled respectfully. This situation relates to our topic, which is avoiding verbal or non-verbal harassment in workplace communications. And by verbal harassment does not always involve shouting or direct insults. It also includes sarcastic remarks, dismissive comments, and speaking in a tone that belittles others. And non-verbal harassments can involve facial expressions, body language, or interruptions that make others feel uncomfortable or unvalued. Through this roleplay, my characters helps show how workplace hierarchy and communication style can influence team relationships. It reminds us that senior employees not only need to provide guidance but also need to create a safe and respectful environment where junior staff feel comfortable sharing ideas and feedback. So overall, Overall, my role as AIDA represents the challenges that senior staff face in balancing authority, responsibility, and effective communication. This roleplay aims to demonstrate the importance of respectful interactions, active listening, and professional behavior in preventing workplace conflicts and promoting
My name is SAKINAH, and in this roleplay, I play the role of senior team member. My character represents how authority and experience in the workplace can sometimes be expressed in a subtle but harmful way, even when it appears professional on the surface. But as a senior, I believe that the instructions should be followed and that juniors should respect established processes. However, the way I communicate creates tensions rather than understanding. In the meeting, my character uses indirect blame and sarcasm, such as suggestion that instructions were treated as an optional. I also interrupt juniors when they try to explain their perspective. This shows how senior can unintentionally shut down communication by controlling the conversation instead of encouraging the dialogue. Although my character claims that junior should discuss before challenging experience, but my action contradict to this. By not giving them space to speak, I contribute to a breakdown in communication and also makes junior feels unheard and undervalued. Overall, my role highlights a common workplace issue where power imbalance and poor communication leads to frustration and conflict. So I didn't mean to be a villain, but it reflects on how professionalism without empathy can silence others and escalate.
Hello, my name is BAHERAH, and this roleplay I act as a junior team member. My role represents the voice of junior who are trying to contribute but feel pressure by hierarchy and indirect authority from senior. Throughout the meeting, my character issue has a nervous and hesitant, which reflects how junior often feel when speaking in front of management and senior staff. At the beginning, I tried to explain that the task was complete, but I am interrupted by a senior. This interruption is important because it shows how juniors are often not given the space to fully express their thoughts even when they have a valid reason. As the meeting continued, the tension built. I remained quiet for a long time, showing how silence can be a result of fear, not agreement. Eventually, my character reached a breaking point and speak out emotionally, asking, "Then, what is our role?" This moment represents the frustration that builds when juniors feel unheard and undervalued. Overall, I will highlight the emotional impact of poor communication, power imbalance, and lack of physiology safety in the workplace. This role teaches that when juniors are not given a voice, it can lead to anger, conflict, and breakdown.
So I as a junior staff member who is responsible, respectful, and willing to learn. She follows the senior's guidance, but also supports using new methods to work more efficiently. However, due to poor communication, she does not inform the seniors, which leads to misunderstanding and conflict. During the confrontation, Nisa explains calmly that her intention was to improve work efficiency, not to be disrespectful. This role shows the importance of open
openly, she remains quite a waters to conflict develop. Although AYUNI is not directly involved in the argument, her actions still have an effect. This shows that even people who stay silent can influence a situation whether they realize it or not. AYUNI also becomes a cause of misunderstanding. This does not happen because she has bad intention. In fact, her intention is to avoid conflict and protect herself. However, by sharing only part of the information, she unintentionally creates confusion. When AYUNI speaks to the senior staff, she mentions that the juniors are not following the original method. What she does not explain is why they are using a different method or that the juniors believe that new approach to improve efficiency. Because of this incomplete message, the seniors immediately assume that the juniors are being disrespectful and disobedient. This makes AYUNI a messenger with incomplete information. In communication, the role of a messenger is very important. If the messenger is unclear or incomplete, the receiver may misunderstand their situation and react emotionally. This is exactly what happens here. Instead of helping to clarify the situation, AYUNI message causes tension to increase. The seniors feel their authority is being challenged, while the juniors feel they are being judged without being heard. AYUNI is also a clear example of indirect communication. Rather than addressing the issue openly in a group discussion, she chooses to speak privately. It avoids confusion and does not encourage dialogue between both sides. Indirect communication often feels better, especially for juniors. However, this kind of communication can be dangerous in a professional environment where messages are filtered, softened, or incomplete. Misunderstanding are more likely to occur. AYUNI character reflects a common reality in many workplaces. Many employees stay silent because they are afraid of authority, afraid of being blamed, or afraid of facing conflict. They believe that staying quiet will protect them. However, this situation shows that silence does not always prevent problems. Sometimes silence and half communication can make conflict worse.
That's not the point. Why was management not informed before changes were made? This is a breakdown in communication.
The first issue is power distance in communication. One major issue is the power distance between the seniors and the junior staff. Juniors feel resistance to speak up because seniors are seen as authority figures, which limits their open and ethical communication, limits their opinion to be heard, ideas to be shared.
The second issue shown in the role play is the lack of two-way communication between senior and junior staff. Communication mainly happened in one direction, where instructions were given, but juniors were not given enough opportunity to explain their ideas or clarify their actions. This caused misunderstanding and frustration, especially when assumptions were made without proper discussion. Effective and ethical communication requires both parties to speak and listen. When two-way communication is absent, messages become unclear and trust is affected. These issues highlight how important it is to create open dialogue in the workplace so that information is shared clearly and decisions are made fairly.
Issue number 3 is emotional reaction over professional discussion. Conflict escalates because emotions were involved. Instead of discussing the issue professionally, assumptions were made which affected trust and respect in the team.
In my opinion, the workplace should encourage open and honest communication so that juniors feel comfortable to express their ideas, opinions, and concerns without fear of being judged or criticized. When everyone is given equal opportunities to speak, misunderstandings can be reduced and problems can be solved more effectively. Open communication also helps to build trust, mutual respect between senior and junior staff. This creates a positive working environment, improves teamwork and support ethical
In this workplace situation, a task was assigned by the manager to a team of senior and junior staff. The senior guided the junior step by step on the correct method to complete the task. However, the juniors later discovered an alternative method that could complete the task more efficiently. They decided to use it without informing the seniors. Although the intention was to improve efficiency, the lack of communication created a misunderstanding. AYUNI, a junior observer, noticed the change and reported it to the senior staff, but she did not provide the full context. She only mentioned that the juniors were not following the original method. Because the information was incomplete, the senior assumed that the junior was disobedient and comforted them. This escalated tensions, causes frustration, and eventually involved HR and management. The main suggestion to prevent such situation is verify information before acting. All staff, whether seniors, juniors, should ensure that the information they have is accurate and complete before reacting or sharing with others. Juniors should inform seniors or management before making changes to tasks. Seniors should clarify a confirmed fact with junior before reacting emotionally or assuming disrespect. Also, management and HR should encourage open communication and provide a safe space for clarification. The solution is clear. By verifying information first, communication openly, and listen before acting, misunderstanding can be prevented. This approach promotes transparency, fairness, respect, and teamwork within the workplace. In conclusion, this story demonstrates how pure communication and assumption can escalate a small issue into a major conflict. By practicing verification before acting and maintaining clear communication, workplace harmony and effective collaboration can be achieved.
Leadership. Ethical leadership is important to ensure fair and respectful communication in the workplace. Leader and senior staff should listen actively and manage their emotional professionally instead of acting based on assumption. By guiding rather than controlling, leader can create a safe environment where juniors feel valued and confident to share ideas. This helps reduce conflict and strengthen.
To conclude, this scenario reminds us that workplace conflict rarely starts with bad intentions. It usually starts with miscommunication. When instructions are unclear, when ideas are not openly discussed, and when emotions are left unaddressed, small issues can quickly escalate into bigger problems. As leaders and team members, our responsibility is to communicate with clarity, listen with empathy, and address concerns early before frustration turns into conflict. Hierarchy should guide structure, not silent voices, and experience should support learning, not block discussion. By creating a safe space for dialogue, encouraging mutual respect, and aligning expectations from the start, we can turn disagreements into opportunities for improvement. Because strong teams are not built by avoiding conflict, they are built by communicating through it together. That's all from us. Thank you.